I would say like most of it is the same for preparing for Michael Chandler. I'd say 90% of the work being put in is pretty similar to the other camps. Just the stylistic and technical adjustments that I make with Eugene and I make with Twister, that would be the biggest changes. You know, we just pick out a few things from my game and how they would apply, and just use them really. So it's just picking out some tools that I haven't used in a while. That's a difficult one to ask because it's up to him. It's up to him. I think he comes pretty hot. I'd say the smart money's on catching him early, you know, just because he comes out hot. Like, he comes out pretty fearless, he comes out pretty aggressive and putting it on. And that's something that people don't really try with me, just because there's some pretty dangerous things you can run into, I think. But on the same hand, I feel like if he stays at range and just tries to fight a different kind of game, I think I'll pick him apart. But I think he comes in hot. I think it's going to be an early night. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, man. My ultimate goal was to be UFC champ. It's to be world champ. UFC title means that. UFC title means that you can stand above everyone else and say that you're the best fighter in the world. Oh, that's like picking your favorite kid. You know, there's some. Like, see, you go back to you got your first fight. Like nothing will ever beat the feeling of winning your first fight. Like, nothing's like uncomparable. But you know, all the 3 fights I've had in UFC Auckland, fighting in your hometown arena, that's pretty hard to beat, especially in the last one, Paul Felder main event. Getting the victory there, that I would say would be a pretty hard to beat moment. Huge. I would say he's just got a great understanding of the whole picture. He can see the whole picture. It's constantly evolving. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like we think we can use this system and continue to get over. Everyone adapts and everyone adjusts. I feel like they're a couple of the other gyms around the world are a couple of years behind some of the aspects that we've mastered, but they'll catch up. But we're continuing to improve as well and develop our game and our system as well. So I think it's just understanding the overall picture and just constantly evolving. You just have to see how it goes, like the journey goes. Considering moving up and down weight class, it just until you exhaust all your options, and then you can move on. But I'm open to moving wherever. Weight class to me is just it doesn't mean all that much. Like, I like the lightweight division just because there's so many big names and so many tough challenges. And as I was to pursue a world title, I would rather be in the toughest weight class. But moving down, it doesn't really bother me. Oh, I've had a few bad nights at office, to be honest. If I go back, and I would say, like, it's early on, to be honest. Like, the toughest you take your losses. Like, I would say I took nothing harder than my first loss. 19 years old, just a kid, got beat up in front of a few hundred people in Auckland, and thought that the dream was over then and there. But over the years, you just get tougher. You just get gradually used to that adversity. So now I face adversity in front of the world. The world's watching, and they see you take those losses and they see you take those shots, and they're like, man, how does this guy keep coming back? It's like, man, I've been doing this long before you've had your eyes on me or you've been watching, and I've learned from all of those experiences. So now I know full well I can pick myself back up, and it's very easy to go out there and be fearless when you know you can pick yourself back up. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to take a few punches and have another loss on your record. Like, it's, to me, big deal. Move on, move forward, and keep progressing. The best fight, it's like, yeah, a lot of people are arguing over fight of the year. It's, to me, it's art. Like, to me, it's art. So many different things can happen. Yeah, the Joanna Wei Li fight was pretty hard to beat, but then Moreno and Figueiredo, the two flyweights, like they went to war, but they're all different in their own ways. Like none of them played out exactly the same. So I'd have to say, it's hard to pick. It's art to me. So you know, art it's just perspective. I've been headbutted in a fight before by a Chinese bloke. That was pretty hard. I gotta say, that's like I think that's like one of the only times I've ever been like flash knocked down. Like I just dropped to like a knee and popped back up. Like what the heck? And he come in with that, but he was like leading off an overhand, and he hit me, crashed into me with his head. But in a fight, you don't really know. Whenever you get dropped or like rocked with a good shot, it's because you didn't see it. Or so you kind of go back to the corner like, what was that? What was that? What was that? Who hit me? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there's like a few. One of them would be when like someone's getting ground and pounded, and the other guy is like covering up, and he like shells up real tight, like nice and tight. But you have to be, it's called actively defending yourself. That's like one of the referees, they always tell you, yeah, oh, you have to be actively defending yourself, or they're gonna stop the fight. So if you're like unloading punches on me, like trying to kill me, and then I just like wall up, they want you to like reach out for his hands, or like, to me, it's counterproductive. If someone was like, if like a mob came to my house with pitchforks and they were like, "Argh!" Like I'm gonna stay in my house, like I'm safe inside my house. That's like opening the door and being like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like if I just stay like walled up, and you can kind of wait till the guy tires himself out or wears himself out. Yeah, that rule they put on of like actively defending yourself, it's very counterproductive to me, is throwing punches back as someone's like trying to kill you. It's like opening your front door. Yeah, that's a crazy division for him, man. There's a lot of opportunities there. There's a lot of tough fights. That fight with Jan is something that is pretty hard to look past. Like that's a pretty incredible. Like that to me, that gets me. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited. I haven't been probably since the Whitaker fight, where I was like, man, this is a tough fight. This is a tough fight. But it's funny that whenever I think that even about him, that's when he does his best performances, is when you're like, man, this guy is good. Like this guy will give him a tough test. He does, like it brings out the best in him. I guess in terms of the UFC, it would be the Conor McGregor rematch. It would be rematching Conor McGregor. He has beaten everyone else. That's in that top 5 that's had a crack at him. So I think it would make the most sense business-wise. You know, they keep talking about GSP, but I think that's not him fighting at lightweight. Doesn't make any sense. He's won the welterweight title. He then moved up to middleweight. It's like no great champion in combat sport in boxing history chops down weight classes. Like if you look at Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, like they're all slowly like creep up weight class. It makes more sense. Like I conquer a division, I move up to a bigger one. That's why it didn't make much sense. Like the TJ Dillashaw, where he's like bantamweight champ. Oh, I'm gonna drop down to get another title. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't make that much sense. I would say John Jones. I think skill for skill. I think technically he's the most well-rounded fighter. You know, when you're addressing that kind of question, you have to completely disregard like any like personal opinion you have about his like personality, because then his skill set and his personality are two totally different things. I would say his skill set is the best. Stephen Adams, ooh-wee, yeah, he would big time. I reckon Stephen Adams would go good in the UFC. Have you seen the size of him? I met him, I met him at, he had like a charity auction that he was putting on here in Auckland. I met him there. Giant, I reckon, you teach him how to jab and drop a two every now and then, ooh-wee, people will be in trouble. I have. I don't want to talk bad, then he won't give me the red panty night if I say his whiskey's dog shit, he won't give me the fight. We'd make a deal. If he gives me that fight, I'll drink proper 12 whiskey every day of the fight camp. Big time, big time. That's how you get paid in this game.